What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Roy Jones Jr. This is one of the third videos that I've uploaded concerning Roy and his opinions about the heavyweight division and boxing overall. And I want to first off counterpunch a video that I saw today on Dante's Boxing Nation. He has a apprentice commentator, a guy named Aki, I think his name is, but he speaks on his platform, on his channel, so he's more likely an admin or whatnot. And I noticed that he discussed Roy's opinions about the heavyweight division. First of all, Roy said that the fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder shouldn't marinate anymore, shouldn't build, it should just happen. And due to the fact it should happen now or next, simply because of what happened to Anthony Joshua, that could happen to any of those fighters. And Roy Jones was absolutely correct. Now, the discussion was, he wasn't disputing what Roy said. He was trying to put all the blame on Tyson Fury because of that fight. Because that fight didn't happen, it was Tyson's fault that he pulled out of the negotiations for the second rematch. And he was really saying that, hey, he should be blaming Tyson Fury instead of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder is not at fault for not making that fight made. And let me counterpunch that first of all, saying all that, because he went in on Tyson Fury, that Tyson ducked Deontay Wilder. And, let me set you guys straight on something. Tyson Fury did pull out of that rematch clause. He did. He walked away from that rematch clause to have another opportunity for ESPN, as we all know. Lucrative deal with ESPN, so therefore he pulled out. But he just didn't pull out and say, hey, see you later, right? He offered Deontay Wilder and Bob Arum, they offered Deontay Wilder a contract, okay, to fight him. And Deontay turned it down, which Deontay was smart for that. I would have turned it down too. But you can't say you weren't offered. He didn't duck him. What he did was he turned down the negotiations with him on that particular contract to sign another contract, then turned around and counter-offered Deontay Wilder a lowball deal. And it was like a 4-fight deal, so they were really trying to lowball him. And now think about it, if he would have took that particular agreement to fight Tyson Fury and, so he can build on ESPN and fight on ESPN, and then later on fight Tyson Fury after both of these guys have kind of, got their feet wet on that platform, then they fight, he would have still been out of a lot of money that he missed from DAZN, because remember, the DAZN deal was $100 million. You see what I'm saying? So, and we found out what Deontay was making anyway, which was what, 18 million, or it was under 20, because he made 10 plus for fighting Tyson Fury, right? With the pay-per-view and all that. But anyway, this guy's views, he was, really going in on Tyson Fury, but that wasn't really the case. They're really both to blame. You could blame Tyson Fury for pulling out, but he did it for a business decision. Then he still wanted to fight Deontay Wilder, but he was in the back. Okay. So, meaning he wasn't the person that was making these deals. Bob Arum was. And then he was lined up with Frank Warren. And these guys offered him that particular deal. Like, hey, yeah, this is what needs to happen. Okay. So, but back to Roy. What Roy was saying is, these guys just need to get this fight made, because if they keep waiting, the same things could happen to them like it happened to Anthony Joshua. And that's true. These guys could get beat. There's no guarantee that Luis Ortiz is going to lose. Let's say the fix is not in. Let's say that it is a fair fight this time because they know, well, Deontay hits him with that right a couple times, he's going out because that's all they bank on anyway. But to be fair, he did go back to the basis, right? He's going back to the basis, so he's doing things that boxers do when training, fundamental things in the ring. So we'll see what he does and how he improves against Ortiz, and that might actually make it easier for Ortiz if he's doing textbook stuff now. Because what made Deontay Wilder dangerous was the fact that he was able to do unorthodox stuff and get you out of there because of because of the style. He didn't follow a textbook style. He'll just throw a right at you and catch you. Oh, good night. But no, I think they were really both had a play in it. I think if Deontay Wilder really wanted to fight him based on what he made at the time, that fight could have happened and he could have been fighting on ESPN along with Tyson Fury. And ESPN, therefore, would have had 75%, right? 2/3 of the top heavyweights. He'd have had Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I feel they should have offered Deontay Wilder more money, but he turned it down. But of course, he turned everything down to stay where he's at. So we can't really use that as an excuse from looking at what he did and what he chose to do. So no. I mean, he's not, if he wanted to fight Tyson Fury, he would have signed the contract. So we can't pretend like there was no contract on the table after Tyson Fury walked away from the deal. That's what I'm trying to say to everyone. Now, was it a low ball offer? I think it was. I wouldn't have signed that shit. $4 million minimum for 4 fights. That's 16 million. You could argue that's how much he made in his gross before the Fury fight. But it is what it is. I think Roy knows what he's doing. Roy sees how boxing is. Roy's been there. Roy's been around when you had upset fights like that. Fighters that was destined, and the biggest one in his heyday was Terry Norris. If you can remember Terry Norris, and he was trained by Abel Sanchez. And Terry Norris was a guy that was going to sign a massive multi-million-dollar deal to fight Oscar De La Hoya. And this is back in the 90s, people. And he got stopped by Keith Mullins. Okay? And that was one of the biggest upsets, too, a lot of people don't talk about. And actually, Terry Norris's career went downhill because he never got an opportunity like that again because his competition, I think, his aura invincibility broke. You know what I'm saying? So let's hope that doesn't happen to Joshua, but it can happen, right? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this particular video. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.